So let's go. So what I'm going to present here today, it's a solution for Maximo we have developed to try to cover some gaps we think there are in this space about reporting, BI, analytics, whatever you want to call it. And so let's go and I will try to explain. So the situation is quite I would not say complex, but we have many tools around to build and visualize the data inside Maximo or also outside Maximo, the Maximo data, let's say. So we have BERT inside Maximo. It's basically some kind of static reports. You can put some parameters to filter the data before launching the report. They are quite static. And IBM provides a quite extensive set of predefined out-of-the-box reports. So we have start centers. We saw that one, we know that one very well. And we also have the operational dashboard we just saw. We believe that operational dashboards are a good improvement over the start centers, but they are still focused on providing actions to users while using the data more than being able to visualize, display, analyze the data. For that purpose, we have the classic BI analytics tools like Cognos or the Power BI we just saw. So another great limitation we see in this space is that there is no perfect solution, obviously, and our solution is not perfect at all. But anyway, there is something missing, which is how to be able to quickly develop and view data without having to spend hours and days developing portlets, queries, because we know how the data inside a Maximo is stored and how the Maximo is typically used by users. There are some things in common that every customer use. So we are trying to build a technical framework we are going to see, but also we are trying to provide value in terms of pre-built dashboards and widgets, as we saw also for operational dashboard. But in this case, you will see is much more powerful. It's more close to what we saw for Power BI. Let's move on, so you will see. Let's skip this one. So the EasyBI, that's the name of the package we have developed, provide a lot of widgets. You can see on the left side, and on the right you can see some examples. So we have bar charts, stacked bar charts, line, area, pie, donuts, KPIs, maps, images. You can put, well, basically it's really powerful in terms of flexibility and the types of widgets we have to visualize the data. So that's one of a very key feature, but this is just technical. Let's move today to the business side. So yeah, and it's also customizable in terms of colors and palettes and color schemes. So what we've built is something we similar to what we saw in the operational dashboard. So we have widget templates, but we have an extensive set, and this is going to grow very fast, and we deliver those templates together with the solution, and this allows to quickly create very flexible and dynamic dashboards in a minute. I'm going to demonstrate this in a few minutes. So the business rules are built in those templates and are based on our knowledge of Maximo in the years. So over the years, so we know how to calculate MTTR, MTBF, all the reliability metrics, the what are the best practices, what are the typically needs of the user. So we are building that kind of knowledge into this library, and this is very important. And another way we provide value, and we also provide predefined dashboards, full dashboards ready to be used. I would say that they are focused at the moment to mainly three areas, but also here we are extending those dashboards, those sample dashboards. And the first set is based on, it's focused at maintenance. So to monitor execution, backlog of work orders, capability overview by location, control of costs, maintenance costs. The other set of dashboards are focused at engineering and reliability, KPIs, and failure analysis, identification of most higher frequency failure rates, these kind of things. We have a set of dashboards for inventory. So to be able to, for example, display trend of a stock over time, which is almost impossible to achieve in Maximo, and also analyze costs of your stock into the different storerooms. And we also have built kind of vertical dashboards for specific needs for our customers. So document consistency is also, or calibration stuff. But we receive requirements and we implement, because the platform and the solution, it's very, very flexible. So there is no limit about what you can display in a dashboard like this. So you see two examples here, just to have an idea of the kind of flexibility you may have. So other features before moving to the demo is that you can embed a dashboard inside a Maximo application. For example, you can give you can put a imagine you would need to put a operational dashboard inside the locations application, just for example to display the I would say a number of pie chart with the number of work orders by priority for that location and all the child locations as well. So you can imagine whatever you want. You can embed those dashboards inside the Maximo application, not just in a separate page. You can download the data into Excel format. You can print to PDF so you can export in PDF, so you can print it. Also, we have an auto refresh feature, so you can use it to develop a video wall display. So one of our customers put one of these dashboards on the shop floor and refreshing every 10 minutes. So the technicians are informed in real time of the high priority work orders that are being created. So also maybe you can use it for safety reason, for aligning your team to your business goals, to display KPIs in order to kind of, I would say, I don't know how to say in English, but to kind of explain what are the goals, give them visibility if they are reaching their monthly or yearly goals in terms of reliability or costs, maybe. So you kind of try to modify the behavior of the people, communicating them what's the business goals they have in a clear way on the wall. So the visibility of those dashboards can be restricted to specific user security group, exactly as you do for the operational dashboards. We have the launching context, so you can click on a chart on a row and jump back to Maximo to see the details and have and go back, and so you can change the data and update in order to fix some issues if you have. Most important, you don't need any additional installation hardware, whatever. It runs into Maximo and can be installed in no more than 2 hours. It's just a deployment on some application database scripts, whatever, a config DB, and that's all. We also provide dedicated training. So we explain and we teach our user how to build their own dashboards or modify the predefined ones. We also have a free version that we are going to release soon. The free version will be restricted to only view the pre-built, predefined dashboard. So you will not have an editor, but you can see in your development or test environment, then in less than 1 day, you will be able to install the tool and get all the dashboard up and running and start navigating and querying the data with no additional development effort, I would say. Let's move to the demo. Okay, so here we have, okay, this is a development environment, is still 7.6, but we know it's already running en masse on several installations, so that's mass compatible, so don't worry. So we have basically 2 applications, custom application inside Maximo. One is in the analytics module, which is the view dashboards. It's the viewer. And the other one, so it's for every user that needs to access the dashboards and view the data. And the other one is for the administrator in the system configuration, which is the manage dashboards. And this is to edit, modify, create the new dashboards and use templates. Okay, so let's start with the pre-built, predefined dashboards. Okay, so the view dashboards is very simple. You can just see all the active dashboards that have been published and you have access to. So you will not see here a dashboard you are not authorized to see based on your profile. So there are some security assignments on the background. So let's start from the maintenance one, which is probably the more focus. So you see we have 6 tabs here. So we have several tabs in these dashboards. This one, for example, is meant to for maybe the maintenance manager to kind of have an overlook of how the work orders, all the work orders, corrective or PM, whatever they have, are being created. So the new work orders here on the left are how many work orders are being created every month. So the incoming, they would say. Then we have a completed work order. So how many work orders you are executing each month. And on the right, you have the difference between the incoming and the completed. So if the bar is higher, that means that your backlog is growing. If the bar is negative, it seems that the backlog is decreasing. So green negative number is good here because you are completing more work than is being created and so on. Then we have 3 pie charts here, splitting the work orders by status, type, priority, and also an interesting chart displaying the age profile of the work orders. So if you have doubts about what those widgets, those data is showing you, every widget is provided with an online help that explains exactly how those calculations are made and exactly what data are you looking at. In those cases, these are active work orders, so the comp, close, and can statuses are discarded, and we are calculating the age of a work order based on the difference between the current date and the reported date. So, and we display this on this chart. So we know that there are, for example, 104 work orders that were created 15 weeks ago and are still not closed, completed, or canceled. So this is so let's move to the others. I don't want to go in detail into each of these. Just want to show you the what are those predefined and pre-built dashboards. For example, this is very powerful. For example, this is showing you the history of the work orders in each of the main statuses, which is pending, so basically new or waiting approval, in progress, completed, and closed. And at the bottom, you see also the average time your maintenance team takes to start a work, to execute a work orders, and also to complete the work orders. So, and this is a kind of performance measure over time that gives you an idea how you are performing, how your maintenance team is performing. So a growing line, it seems, means that you are doing worse, and in decreasing line, well, better because you are faster executing work. Another very interesting dashboard is the costs one. So for example, look at the monthly costs here. This bar chart shows the last 12 months, the costs of the work order associated to work orders for the last 12 months. And also the bottom chart show you the blue line, which is the current year until May. And so it shows you the monthly cost for the current year compared to the gray line, which is the maintenance cost for the previous year. So monthly maintenance costs during the previous year. So you can compare the trend of your maintenance costs over time, but also compare to the same month of the year before, which is very good to keep under control the maintenance costs. And on the right, you also have a split of the maintenance cost by labor, material, tools, and services, with the total cost by over the last 12 months or since the beginning of this year. So we also have a location split. This is dynamic. You can click on one location and the charts are updated. You can also have filters on top of it, splitting by work type. So I can just filter on CM work orders. So you see now here we only have the CM type work orders, and these are trends over time of number of work orders, costs, and the labor hours. And you can also filter. So you can, for example, click on this location and you can just see the work orders open on that location. So this is dynamic. Everything is clickable or configurable. The last one, we have a performance, PM performance. So this is specifically, yes, I need to remove the filter. Okay. So this is looking at PM's performance. So how many PM work orders you are completing, the PM ratio, a famous kind of metric for reliability, the PM completion compliance, and completion delay profile. So it's if by average, your PM work orders are completed in advance or are delayed. And last one here is the map. And this is a good example of dashboard that can be used for a video wall. So you can put that on a screen and being refreshed every 10 minutes. So the high priority service requests or high priority CM work orders are listed here, visible to everybody, and also can be displayed in a map of your shop floor or your metro line or your whatever. So also in a graphical view. Uh, just take a look at the other ones. Reliability, for example, is focused at reliability metrics, MTBF, MTTR calculation. So how difficult it is without a deep knowledge to calculate those metrics and have that dynamic. Oh, sorry, we have a defect here. We have to fix. By the way, to get these kind of charts and data inside Power BI, for example. This is almost impossible to achieve in an operational dashboard, for example. Also here in the failure analysis, we have an overview of the top 20 failing items. So we can use that to deep dive into failures, jump back to Maximo for if we need to do so, and also, for example, clicking on this, navigate the failure hierarchy in a dynamic way. So in order to understand what are the most recurrent problems, what are the causes, and what were the remedies applied to fix those problems. This is interactive and allows to understand what's happening, really. Other examples are the last one, it's inventory. Let's go quickly. For example, I think this could be interesting. Let's take the Bedford site. So this is the value of the stock in each storeroom, and this is the value of the stock by item. And here we have the detail. Okay, so we can again navigate here, click on those, filter by commodity groups, filter the data in order to identify criticalities. Another example in these dashboards is very interesting. For example, you can see the stock trend of an item in a storeroom and display the trend over time together with the safety stock and reorder point. So this is more for a storeroom manager to check the stock, ensure that reorder points are set up correctly, for example, and things like this. One last thing before we complete our time, I want to show you the editor and the manage dashboard. So I will show you how quickly you can create a dashboard on work orders. Okay. So I will click on, I will create a new, call it demo one, create a new tab. Let's call it one or demo, save it, and click on edit. Okay, that's a blank one. So we have our widgets here. These are blank ones, so you have to configure them from scratch, but it's better to start from templates. So first, drag a site filter here on the top right and save it. And now in the work orders, we have some widgets ready. For example, we have the new work orders, active work orders age profile. You change your place or move them. New work orders, this is a KPI. we can also put a table here, the work order details. Okay, I can close this and I will arrange my my dashboard as I like it, as I prefer, and save it. And now another, so this is working. So I can just, I'm already able to filter by site. So if I now decide, so Denver has no work orders, if I now need another filter, I can, this is an edit widget, sorry. I go to, I can type selection here, and there are other selections, for example, by work type or priority. So we'll drag the work type here, and now I can filter by work type. So let's make it bigger, corrective maintenance. And as you can see, I can filter my data based on the selection I made. So this is working. It's in 2 minutes or even less, I was able to build my own. So probably I will need to change. I don't like the colors. I don't like the filters. I need something more. I can develop building my own custom widgets or modifying existing widgets here using the properties and changing the events, changing the appearance, adding a legend. For example, on the right here, and I mean, this is really, really flexible. You have templates, you have themes, dark themes, light themes. You can change the palette, the color palette. I mean, it's completely configurable. So it gives you freedom to do whatever you want. And I think that's all from the presentation. So I would like to leave 5-10 minutes for the questions if you have.
Here's a question. Our clients are very concerned about cybersecurity. Does this product take security considerations into account? Also, could you explain the licensing options?
Yeah. Okay, so security, yes, sure. So the way it works is that so it's running inside Maximo base first of all. So many of the infrastructural security issues are covered by the Maximo mass infrastructure. We also developed regarding the data access. The data, it's not moving. So for example, SQL, just to make an example, SQL statements are not um, moving from the web browser to the server. The SQL, it's generated and stored on the server side, and queries are executed on the server side, and then the HTML is generated dynamically and displayed as also for other BI solutions. So we are aware of the fact that there are some security risks, so we take care of that. Licensing, it's based, so we can provide some more details. Feel free to contact me if you want. This is my business address, or just send me a chat or a message on LinkedIn, and I will keep you in touch with our sales people. But anyway, we have 2 licenses. One is the viewer, which is almost free, and the other one is the editor, which is a kind of price. So it's a user-based license.
Here's
And
another question. If a customer on Mass SaaS doesn't have a replica DB, is this still practical or does it become too limited without one?
This is running on Maximo DB database. It's not running on a replica. It's the data here. It's visible, let's say, in real time as soon as created. So it's not calculated offline, replicated offline. This data is retrieved in real time from Maximo tables. So this gives you that kind of performance and also flexibility. So this is one key design point.
Okay, here's another question. How is the failure analysis dashboard you showed earlier constructed?
Okay, so the failure, I think it's this one. Okay, the failure analysis here is built on the standard Maximo failure analysis. So what you have in the work orders on the failure analysis tab, that these data is coming from there. So from the failure tree, you already have a Maximo from this here. Failure codes, and then on the work orders, you um, kind of register or track the problem cause remedy. So based on that, we build those widgets, graphical and colored charts.
All right. Another question is this dashboard access Maximo, wait, I'm sorry. Is this dashboard access Maximo same as MX Loader?
No, as said before, so this is accessing directly the database. So it's running inside Maximo. It's not an external application. The server side of this application runs into Maximo. So we don't use web services, REST APIs. This is for performance reasons. So we don't need to authenticate the code that is generating those dashboards is accessing Maximo data from the database, straight from the database. So as you can see, just for an example, if I refresh this, you see it's almost in real time. This dashboard here extracted 3,000 work orders, 8,000 assets, analyzed, grouped them by items, uh, kind of aggregated the data about problems, cause, and remedies in less than 1 second, let's say. So this is almost not achievable if you are not going straight to the database. So that's for performance reasons, we decided to access the data like this.
Okay, we've got time for about two more questions. So this next question is, will the end user be able to see other site data as well?
Site data.
Other sites data?
So in many dashboards have, for example, the filter by default, it's for a single site. That's because work orders are basically an assets and location. Almost everything in Maximo is split by site. But for example, in the properties, you can here enable the multiple selection. Okay, so if I now refresh this, I will see that I can select two or many sites. So in this case, I'm displaying the 58 work orders in the last 5 days are based on that selection. So multiple selection, or I can also do not filter by site and just display everything without any kind of filters by site. So this is completely flexible. Actually, if you don't select a site here, this is bringing the data from all the sites. Next question.
All right, so this will be the last question, and it's kind of in reference to a previous question. So referring to my earlier question, normally you are not allowed to read the database if you are on IBM SaaS, but it's okay when using EBI Plus, BI
This,
Plus.
this already runs on a IBM Mass Pure SaaS environment on one of our clients. That's because you're right, you cannot access the database, but you have to keep in mind that we are running inside Maximo, not outside. So there is no separate tool. Okay, look at the URL. Okay, this is Maximo. It's not something else. So it's running inside Maximo. So you don't need external access to Maximo data because it's running inside Maximo. And it's not a problem running on pure cloud, IBM cloud environments.
If you think we have time for two quick questions, I've got two more. So the first one is, can the backlog keep trending for the last 6 months?
The backlog, so it's probably referring to the to this one. So can you repeat the question?
Can backlog keep trending, for example, the last 6 months?
Yes, I mean, so for example, the closed number of work orders will always grow. But for example, the pending ones can go down, like in this case, if you are executing more work than what the new work orders that are being created. So can trend or can go down or up. It's just depending. This is a historical visibility.
Okay, great. And then the last question is, when will the free version be available?
Soon, so we will kind of publish on LinkedIn. If you follow me, we'll make a kind of public announcement and just follow me. I believe that we need 2 or 3 weeks more. We are in the testing phase. We found 2 or 3 minor bugs, so just wait few weeks.
Great. So that's all the time we have for today. Anne, I don't know if there's anything else that you want to end with, or just thank everyone. I guess we all thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.